you ever thought of coming to Ghana to do business? If that's so, then I believe this video is the best video, or the video that you need to know before you make that trip to Ghana to establish that business or that dream of yours in Ghana. So why don't you subscribe to this channel, click on the notification button, and also share and comment on the video so when we release subsequent videos you get to know. This is No Ghana with Jeffrey, and I'm here to serve. So you can stay with me and let's learn something. Welcome back. As I mentioned earlier, on today's episode we are going to discuss some areas or some sectors that will be the best option that you need to choose if you are trying to, or if you are planning to come to Ghana to establish that business of yours in the country. There are a lot of factors that one needs to consider before choosing a place to establish a business or a firm. Factors such as transportation, electricity or power, labor force, taxation, and there's peace or stability or the political stability of the place. One needs to consider all this before making that decision. And trust me, if you're planning to choose Ghana as the option, then you are lucky, because Ghana has been ranked best when it comes to these factors that I gave out. This is one of the destinations that most businessmen chooses when it comes to having a plan to come to Africa or to establish a firm in Africa. And so if you want to choose Ghana, then you are lucky and you are not lost at all. But then again, which sectors or which areas are paramount or will be the best to consider if you are planning to come to Africa or come to Ghana to establish that business? Stick with me, learn them more. The first sector or the first area that we'll talk about today is the agric sector. The agric sector is one of the major backbones of the economy, and because of that, the government of Ghana has put in a lot of measures or implementations of policies that has created that enabling environment for investors to invest in the agric sector. Even over the years, government has put in a lot of policies to try and improve on the growth of the agric sector, yet there is a major gap that investors can take opportunity of to make a lot of gains in it. So if you come to Ghana and you want to invest, I think the agric sector will be the best area for you. See, when it comes to the agric sector, Ghana is known to be the second best when it comes to the production of cocoa. Again, the production of cassava, Ghana produces about more than 20 million tons of cassava, and is the fourth largest producers of cassava in the world. When it comes to yam production, the second largest producer in the world, and second only to Nigeria when it comes to the production of yam. This and many other crops are some of the major crops that the country produces. If you are coming to Ghana to invest, trust me, the agric sector will be the best, because one, the enabling environment when it comes to policies and government measures will favor you. Then again, even though we have some deficits when it comes to the issue of transportation, still our transportation is one of the best in Africa, there's no doubt, and so you have that kind of advantage as well. Then again, when it comes to labor force, mind me or trust me, Ghana has one of the best, most hardworking labor force in the whole wide world. And so when you come to invest in agric, I think that will be the best thing to do, trust me. The next thing that we'll talk about when it comes to the areas to invest in as a first-time investor in Ghana is the area of real estate, the real estate business. The government of Ghana, like many other governments in other countries, have tried so many times to put in a lot of measures to cut the deficit gap that we have when it comes to the area of real estate or housing issues in the country. But yet, that gap still persists. And so, many people have taken advantage of that kind of deficit that we have in Ghana and then make a lot of gains when it comes to real estate business in the country. If you come to Ghana, I will entreat you to invest in real estate. Okay, you can invest in real estate, and trust me, you make a lot of gains in it. Ghana is one of the best areas that, because of some policies like the year of return and beyond the return, a lot of people are now coming back home. And if they are coming, they would definitely need a place to stay or need an abode to stay. And so a lot of people go in for already accommodations or a suite or houses or apartments to live in, either for short term or long term. And so we entreat a lot of investors to come to the country and then invest in that area. And so if you come to Ghana as an investor, I think the real estate business will be the best area that you should look out for. Trust me. And it's a huge market. There is a huge market here in Ghana, and people are making a lot of gains from it. So if you come to Ghana and you want to invest in any sector, I think the real estate sector or real estate business or real estate area is another area that you should look out for, or you can invest in, and you will make a lot of gains in it because people are really patronizing these markets. A whole lot of gap. There is a gap, about 20 million gap when it comes to the housing deficit that we have here in Ghana. And so it's a very major challenge, and that's what investors seek to do. They really solve problems or challenges that we have in our society. And so if you come to Ghana to solve or to do business, I will entreat you to consider the real estate business because it's very lucrative and you make a lot of gains in it. Another area that you talk about is the area of sports development or the sports. Okay, Ghana is known to be one of the best countries that produces the best athletes and the best sportsmen in the world. But yet, we face a lot of challenges when it comes to the development or growth of our sports or athletes in the country. Many people don't really focus on sports development in the country, but sports is one of the areas that generates a lot of income for people around the world. And so, with this overflooding talent that we have here in Ghana, with a very few facilities to take care of such talent that we have here, I believe you are come to Ghana to invest in any area, you should look at the area of sports, either being football, basketball, hockey, and the rest. We have a lot of people or young men or young talents here who are ready to go through the phases of such development. And so if you're an investor and you want to come to Ghana to do any investment, I want you to focus or consider the area of sports because you wouldn't lose. When it comes to boxing, Ghana have made a lot of waves when it comes to boxing with Azuma Nelson and the rest. Football, Thomas Partey and the rest are making names for themselves, and they are all young guys from Ghana here. And trust me, there are a lot of people or there are a lot of kids who also want such an opportunity to showcase the talent that they have within them. But because of that kind of deficit or that challenge that we have here, with a little facility to take care of all these kids, a lot of them end up not using that God-given talent that they have. So most of them also end up on the streets. But that's not what we want to see as a country. And so the government, even though it's trying its best to put some facilities in place for these kids, there is some huge gap when it comes to sports development in the country. And so if you're an investor and you come to Ghana, I will entreat you, I will encourage you to consider going to sports development, setting up an academy or taking one or two kids or putting such facilities in place, get these kids, train them, market them to the world. And I believe if you sell one player to Barcelona or even Miami Heat through basketball, I think you'll get your money back. It's not a bad business to do. And so sports development is one of the areas that I believe any other person or anyone coming to Ghana to do investment should consider. It is estimated that before the close of 2028, about 92 million tourists will come to Africa. And trust me, about 1/4 of these tourists will end up in Ghana. So one area that you can also consider to invest in is the area of hospitality. Trust me, the area of tourism or hospitality amount to about the fourth largest contributor to the GDP of the country. This should tell you that when you invest in hospitality, you are not going to lose your money. Hospitality contributes enormously to the GDP of Ghana. And so a lot of people now have come to understand that since these tourists are coming, we need to put in some facilities in place, like hotels, like restaurants, like lucrative areas, or some places of fun or clubs and other places that people when they come will feel at home. And so the area of hospitality is one of the areas that I would advise you to consider if you are trying to come to Ghana to do any investment, because trust me, by the close of 2028 we have all these people come to Africa, and trust me, Ghana will have its own share of this number of people that I gave you. And so if you are trying to plan, or if you invest in the area of hospitality in Ghana, you wouldn't lose any money, because Ghana is one of the best tourist destinations in the world, and yes, in Africa as well. And so people come together to enjoy and do all sorts of things and business and other things. And so if you invest in hospitality in the area of hotel, restaurants, clubs, pubs, and what have you, you are not going to lose, because the record shows it. Okay, the fourth largest contributor to the GDP of the country. This should tell you that indeed this area is very significant, and if you pump in money or you invest in such an area, you get your money back. You are not going to lose it. And so I would advise you to consider the hospitality business in the country, because it's one of the best and lucrative areas that you can also consider when it comes to come to Ghana to do business. Guys, if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click on the notification button, comment, share, and tell us what you want us to do for you in our subsequent videos. The last area that we will talk about is the area of the entertainment industry. Yes, the entertainment industry, i.e. the movie industry, the music industry, the theater, and the rest. Okay, this area has been faced with a lot of challenges when it comes to investments, like record labels to hold artists, to sign on artists. Our theaters in the country are facing a lot of challenges. The fashionable theater we have here in Ghana is only that of the Accra, the National Theatre. Some of the regions do have their theaters, but the state of such facilities doesn't encourage those in the creative to put up shows here and there. Even some of the cinemas that we have here, we have just a handful of cinemas in the country. If you are considering coming to Ghana to do business, the entertainment industry is one of the major industries that you can also consider, i.e. setting up record labels to sign on artists and creative personnel, investing in facilities such as cinemas, theaters, and the rest. If you invest in such an area in Ghana here, you are going to make a lot of money, because already there is a huge gap when it comes to investors or investing in that area. People don't really consider that the entertainment industry is very lucrative in our side of the world, but until recently people didn't really see the entertainment industry as one of the areas that people can really make money from. But because of the introduction or the advance of technology, people are now looking up to that area. And so it's not too late for you to come to Ghana and set up record labels to sign on artists, or put up cinemas across the country, not just Accra or Takrady or Kumasi alone, but the other parts of the country as well. And so theater is very important. People don't really put much attention to that area, but if you are coming to Ghana and you want to invest in such an area, trust me, you are going to make a lot of money, because people really do theater, and it's like one of the backbone of our culture. And so people really appreciate things of theater and performing arts, but because of lack of facilities like theater and cinemas, people don't really put up a lot of shows. So if you are coming to Ghana, I think the entertainment industry is one of the areas that you can look out for. In fact, there is a big market for it, but yet only few Ghanaian products in that field or in that aspect. Okay, mostly we consume the foreign things, and because of that, because of the deficits in facilities that we have, people now are looking out for what is coming from outside. So I believe if anyone is coming to Ghana and you want to invest in, the entertainment industry is very lucrative. When it comes to our movie industry, when it comes to the music industry, when it comes to performing arts, when it comes to the aspect of creation. Okay, these are some of the areas that I think you should consider when you come to Ghana. This is all that we have for you today. Indeed, if you are coming to Ghana, don't worry, because it's a very peaceful country and the people here are very hospitable, and then everything here is very nice and smooth. So if you are coming to Ghana to do business, I think it's one of the favorite environment, because of how things have been, the peace and everything that we enjoy here. Even though we have our one or two challenges as a country, I think it's one of the best destinations that you can come to do business. And so if you are coming to Ghana to do business, please consider some of these areas that I've mentioned. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like, share, comment, and tell a friend to tell a friend about this channel, because the content that we are going to give you is something that will change your mind and perception about what or how you used to see Ghana. This is No Ghana with Jeffrey, and today we are here to serve you like always. I'm out.